want to hear the juice. No, tell us exactly how you're going to use your power as a woman this year.
Okay, first of all, I got a degree in feminist studies in 1979, and no one looked like me in the room. So being in this room, I know we're serious about getting stuff done as women, and give yourself applause. I'm a doer, so I don't think a whole lot about how I do things. I just get things done. I try to stay in the moment. I try to speak the truth, even if it's speaking truth with power. I feel like I own nothing, so losing nothing is not an issue. I'm not afraid of dying, so hey, this is what it is. But I was really intrigued by the question about how do I use my power. So I was thinking, I have a problem with the word power. And it could be because of how people have had power, or how people define power, and how people have used power, and how people have been abusive and disruptive and corruptive in power. So I was thinking about that, and I got one. The dictionary's out. You know, it's the ability to do something or act in a particular way. Well, that's me. The capacity or ability to direct or influence other people. Well, that could be me. Sometimes it is. Some people follow fools. Power is also a verb. It's a supply, as if the ever-ready battery. Well, that's me as well. Or it is, mostly in human relationships, power is the authority of one person or another to influence another person. And I had to think about that. In 1974, I was in Greece, and I was with a Czech husband, and we wanted to stay there. And I didn't even know I was American. I was just basically a colored girl and out wilding out in Europe and defying my father. So I was coming out of the American embassy, and there was something going on. There was people marching in the street, and they were throwing stuff and rocks, and the military was in front of them. I was like, well, what happened? And it was a good day when I walked in and came out, and someone grabbed me literally and picked me up and carried me to a ditch and said, stay out of the way. We know you're American, but you're black and you're a woman and you have no power in your country. And it was the first time I'd ever heard the word power, and it made me start thinking about what that meant. So I think about it now, and I thought, when have I ever really kind of thought of power? And I thought, super people have power, people have power, and they fly and they leap and they do things. Well, I didn't think I had that kind of power. The only female I saw that had power was Wonder Woman. I wasn't impressed with Wonder Woman. She was running around half-dressed, and so what with the lasso and the bracelets and the private plane that was invisible. None of that was her. Those were ornaments, and that was something she had the privilege to own. So that didn't work for me either. And then there's this kind of authority of God that's all powerful and the wrath of, and it does this, and you got to be obedient to get this done. I thought, that's not working for me either. So I had to start thinking, who am I? And I think a power, having leadership is a development. It's another identity. And how do you forge that? And my forging that is me standing on the shoulders of my ancestors. African American women, black women have always been leaders. Even when they were captured, they had the wherewithal and the vision to put seeds in their hair. So they knew somewhere, wherever they landed, they were going to be planting and feeding somebody. I have no right not to try to do whatever needs to be done to get things done for family, myself, community, for the world. Then, with my kind of non-superpower self, in 2016, I wandered into the United Theological Seminary to look at art. Next thing I know, with my non-Christian self, I am now in seminary. And I had to learn why was I there? What was going on? And after failing every test in one class, I went to the teacher and said, you know what, I don't know what's going on. I'm failing every test, but I'm not giving up. I ended up getting a B+ out of a language I didn't even understand. I ended up standing in the root of my cultural heritage as an African woman who does a African spirituality. I have no right to do anything but to stay in my core being and in my core beliefs of God, my people, my ancestors, and be the best that I can be. In the Yoruba tradition, there's a word called Ashe. Ashe is your spiritual essence. It is your life force. It is in everything on the planet. So we are all connected. So I have no right to denigrate anyone. I have no right to put anyone down, because I look at you as if I'm looking at the God of my understanding, which is pretty limited at times. And I use my power to speak afo. I share the power of the spoken word. So I tell stories, and I write stories, and I connect stories, and I tell people about somebody else's stories, because it makes us human. So as a leader, I will be as ethical and honest as I can and transform every incident, every moment, every person that I can to make the impact that we are we. And as leaders, we are we. It's not us and them, it is we. And I give thanks every day I share.